today I'm very excited on the channel on Is It Worth It today. We've got the Audi Eton GT, and it's important because A, it's going to be our future, and two, it's Audi's first full electric GT car. A GT car means a Grand Tourer, Gran Turismo, and it started life way back in 2018 as a concept at the Los Angeles Motor Show, but now it's here in all its glory. So now it's time to find out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. First off, the design. Very Audi-esque. You've got this radiator, which obviously is covered up because it's an electric car. Underneath here, you've actually got some odd shapes in there for your sensors, which we're going to talk about as well. You've got some nice rear haunches that bulge out on the sides, making it very menacing as well. 21-inch alloy wheels, and of course it's a 5-door as well. What is a little silly, I'm going to say though, is the rear diffuser. It's huge. I mean, if you get right under there, you can see it. I mean, what's the point in that?
The Etron GT shares the same J1 platform and chassis as the Porsche Taycan, as both companies are owned by the Volkswagen Group. 70% of the underpinnings on the Audi are similar to the Taycan's. It's powered by a 2-speed automatic gearbox with 2 batteries, one for the front and other for the rear axle, which give a combined output of 530 brake horsepower and 612 foot-pound of torque. The 530 brake horsepower has 2.5 second boost limit and then reverts back down to 496 brake horsepower as standard. The Audi e-tron has the same battery size as the Porsche Taycan at 93 kilowatts. It's ranged at 295 miles, however real world we would expect around 230, and with charging times in mind it would take 20 minutes on the high voltage 270 kilowatt charger station to get from 10 to 80%. If you are charging it from your own standard wall socket on a wall box charger, it would take 13.5 hours.
First off, impressions in the Audi Eton GT, and the cabin is very luxurious, very space age. Come and have a look at this. As you can see, the dashboard almost follows you round and is curved to the other side as well, so you feel cocooned. It's a nice flappy paddle gearbox, piano black dash here mixed in with the screen, and also you've got carbon fibre. If you have a look at the display here, you've actually got your miles per hour, your comfort level, and also your battery charge as well. Look at this glorious touchscreen as well. It's very easy to use, but also you've got Apple CarPlay and you've got various menus and options. What I do like as well, you've actually got tactile dials, simple as well with the aircon. Also in the dash and the center console, you've got your parking, your automatic gearbox, and you've got a nice little red start and stop, very Audi R8-esque. And you've got your cup holders here in the center. Door bins are quite small, probably enough to fit a can in, and also you've got your vanity mirror. Also look inside, look how good that panoramic roof is, goes all the way back. And yes, you've got the Audi e-tron logo, don't know if you can see that, just to remind you of what car you're in as well. But let's check out the practicality on the Audi Eton GT. First off, not only have you got this beautiful Bang & Olufsen badge on here, but the doors are quite small. For a car this size, it seems pretty weird. And you've got these nice thick door sills here, just so you know you're in a car of quality. Also the headrest, it seems a bit like a almost bucket seat shape, but in the back, because of the sloping roof, it's a little, I think it's okay for children, but for long distances, maybe not. But it's very comfortable, these seats, this vegan leather. Also, if I show you here, you've actually got your aircon, and cheekily you've got 2 USB-C ports here as well. Do you have a middle rest? Do you? Yes, you do. And you've got your cup holders there as well. But yeah, it is quite cramped in the back, really. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, pretty cramped. So let's check out the boot space in the Audi Eton GT. You've got electronic tailgate, which is very good, and you've got this awkward load lip, so it comes up quite high and then straight back down, which is a bit annoying really. But you've got enough space there to fit a few bags in as well, shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it's not as big as the Porsche Taycan, which it's essentially based on, where the J1 platform is used in the Volkswagen Group for the Porsche Taycan, but also the Audi e-tron. The Audi e-tron's the GT, but it has a smaller boot. I'm going to use this absolutely amazing reversing camera. I mean, I could just sit in this car and just play with that all day. It's like playing in little GTA game, isn't it? Grand Theft Auto. Look at that, I can even read the reg on that. Absolutely amazing. Your view and your details you've got on that. The only thing you are noticing straight away is obviously you don't have that petrol engine, you do have that murmur, which Audi have artificially created to sound a bit like a spaceship. It weirdly feels just like a normal car. And then you put your foot down and it just jumps, literally jumps. The torque on this is incredible. I'll give you a slight demonstration now. So we're ready for takeoff. Ready, and then my foot is just going to go straight down. Ready? That is incredible, isn't it? Straight away. This is only the GT model. They're going to do an RS, but this can give 530 brake horsepower for 2.5 seconds, and then it tapers back down to I think about 495 brake. But it's still enough. I'm doing 25 miles per hour and I'm just tapering. What is the ride noise like? You do get a little bit of road noise, which is expected, but you can hear that battery as well murmuring away. It can a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. And also you can't actually stop that noise at all. It feels really responsive, the steering. The suspension's really nice. For a Grand Tourer, it's quite comfortable. It's very smooth, such a smooth drive for such a big electric car. But it feels really nimble, you can really throw it around, and if you can have a look through the front of that windscreen there, your visibility is absolutely beautiful. It's great visibility, and because the bonnet of the Audi, if you can see it, it just slopes down a little bit, it just gives you that extra edge. So let's wrap up this video on the Audi Eton GT. Well, it's a fabulous looking car, and Audi have set the bar high for their first full electric GT car, but it's not that practical in the back, which I would have thought it would have been, especially with the Taycan being the same platform that it's on. It's got more in, this is actually the GT. But I think if electric cars, this is our future, then I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. But we're going to put it on that scale of worth and find out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash.
Now it's time to put the Eton GT on that scale of worth to give this car a fair weigh-in. We weigh it against the average price on the market right now. Because this is a new car, to calculate the average cost, we're going to weigh the cost of the top RS model against the entry-level Eton GT, and we'll weigh the average of these two figures. The top RS model comes in at £110,950 and the entry-level Eton GT comes in at £79,900, which means the average price we will be using to weigh the Eton GT against is £95,425. Now we have the average price, we use 6 key deciding factors: design, features, practicality, performance, fun factor and reliability, and we weigh that on the scale of worth. So let's release the coins and find out what the outcome is with the Audi Eton GT. As you can see, that Audi weighs the scale down, which means that we believe that the Audi Eton GT is worth it. Now let's take a closer look at why this car does deserve the "is it worth it" seal of approval. So let's start with design. Even though it shares a lot with the Taycan, the Eton has a different chassis. It's cheaper and you can get extras such as a panoramic roof included, whereas this is an added cost in the Porsche. Features: probably the best reversing cameras on any car we have ever seen, and the 8-inch touchscreen is very sleek and easy to use. You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Tactical dials and ambient lighting inside the cabin really help give a luxury feel. Practicality: the Eton GT comes with a reasonably small boot, not as much room in the back as you would expect for a car of this size. If you are over 6 foot, you would struggle with the sloping roof. Performance: instant torque delivery and a surprisingly smooth ride help to create a very enjoyable experience. Range isn't as good as other cheaper alternatives such as the Tesla. Fun factor: you would be hard pushed not to have fun in the Eton, and the amount of torque, especially in launch mode, never grows old. It would satisfy most petrol heads thinking of entering the future. Just make sure you have a fast charger near to you, as using the 2.5-second boost mode continuously drains the battery significantly. Reliability: as this car is so new, it's hard to judge on reliability at this time. However, as a manufacturer, Audi came in at 34th out of 40 on the reliability index. The most common faults between Audis in general appear to be with the engine, cooling, heating, electrical components and fuel system. The e-tron doesn't have an engine, so we can't see there being too many issues. On a final note, the e-tron won't appeal to the mass market as a need car right now, as this price needs to cover a lot of bases. However, if you are in a lucky position to be thinking of owning one and can take advantage of the tax benefits of owning an electric car, the ownership starts to feel more appealing. However, if you are after an e-tron as your first electric car, we would potentially look at cheaper, more range-friendly alternatives. But what the e-tron GT brings is Audi's Quattro system to the electric GT. It turns heads, it brings a smile, it makes you feel important, all whilst being friendlier to the planet. And with this in turn receives the seal of approval. A great start, Audi.
A big shout out to Milesons of Manchester for letting us review the Audi e-tron GT. Milesons is a specialist in German cars, so any of your needs, log on to www.mileson.com for more information.
Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and you'll be notified as soon as a new video goes live. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you next time on Is It Worth It?